to T-Boys TV. We're back again. Obviously, we are back again with Premier League predictions live. Obviously, game week 26. Some interesting fixtures in this game week. And something I do like about this game week as well is that there is no games, rescheduled games during the week. It's all games from this game week, which is obviously game week 26. So yeah, let's get into it. So some of the comments, we'll go through some of the comments first. Billy's random clip saying, hello, good evening. If we lose tomorrow, I'll be pissed. Obviously, Chelsea fan. Understandably, Leeds obviously a team in that relegation battle. It does get quite heated between the fans as well. So I totally understand your frustrations if you guys are to lose that game. And Hanno says, yes, big up to yourself as well. But yeah, let's get into it. So obviously the first game in this game week is obviously tomorrow. And that is obviously Manchester City taking on Newcastle. Now, obviously, Manchester City sits second in the league, obviously chasing Arsenal 5 points behind as it stands. Newcastle, they've had a bit of a drop-off recently. Obviously, they did lose in the Carabao Cup final as well. Fair play for them to get it, for getting that far. And as the seasons go on, especially with the money, the ownership, they've now got, I definitely see them going to win a trophy at some point, and it might even be the League Cup in a good few years. But yeah, even in the league, they've had a bit of a drop-off. 2 defeats this season, and obviously they both were to Liverpool, one of them recently. Obviously they drew to Bournemouth as well quite recently. Bournemouth, for me, the second worst side in the league. The league table shows that. So yeah, not been so great recently. They were fourth for quite a while. Now they are, fifth. Liverpool only 2 points behind. Same with Fulham, as they're obviously both on the same points. I remember last season, Man City absolutely destroyed them. That was when my stream went absolutely crazy. We had about 50 people on at once. I just let loads of people on at half time. Man City, like I said, they need to win really, to keep that pressure on Arsenal in that sense. Can't be affording to really draw, games at the moment. Obviously, it did win emphatically at Bournemouth, which I did expect. Obviously, it did end up being 4-1. I said 3-1. Early kickoff, Man City, they have struggled in some early kickoffs this season. You look at Brentford, they lost that game. When these two sides played earlier on in the season, it was a 3-3 draw. Man City were quite poor defensively, like they have been for a lot of games this season. Going forward, they were brilliant in that game. It was just defensively, they were crap. But yeah, a bit of insight going into this one. Manchester City have won their last 13 home games against Newcastle. Only Everton, 14 versus Fulham, have had a longer winning home run against an opponent. So that if you're a Man City fan, that's a good stat to hear. Newcastle obviously looking to avoid defeat in both Premier League meetings with Man City for the first time since 2004-05. Obviously, they drew earlier on in the season. Manchester City have scored in their last 28 Premier League games against Newcastle since the 0-0 draw in November 2006. It's the joint longest goal-scoring run one team has had against another in Premier League history, along with Manchester United against Leicester City. So, that's a very good record again, if you're a Man City fan to hear. Manchester City have won 14 of their last 16 Premier League home games, drawn 1 and lost 1. Obviously, the loss was to Brentford, like I mentioned earlier. And the draw was to Everton, which was a shock to a lot of people, including myself. And in the last stat, Newcastle are unbeaten in 8 Premier League away games, which is very impressive. With each of the last 3 games ending level. Only once in their top flight history have they had a longer run without defeat on the road, going 10 games between 1907 and November 1907 and March 1908. The last 6 of that run were all draws. So that's decent to hear if you are a Newcastle fan, but unfortunately, if you are a Newcastle fan, this is where I do think it does end. And I do think City win this one pretty comfortably, to be honest. I'm going to go exactly what I went with them to win last week in the Premier League against Bournemouth. and that was obviously a 3-1. I think Newcastle might get one, but I think City, with the fact they need to, keep piling up pressure on Arsenal, they can't be afford to be drawing or losing games. I'm going to go 3-1 City in this one. Like I said, especially in Newcastle's downfall recently at the moment. Billy's gone with the exact same. He has gone with a 3-1 to Manchester City as well in that one. Moving on to the next game, Aston Villa versus Crystal Palace. Now, this is a very, very interesting game. This is literally the definition of a mid-table clash. Obviously, Aston Villa sit 11th, Crystal Palace sit 12th. Now, if Aston Villa do win their game and Chelsea don't, they will go above Chelsea, and Chelsea will go up Chelsea will go down to 11th, sorry. Even if Palace win, Palace are on 27 points. Villa are the favourites in this one. A bit of insight going into this one as well. Aston Villa have lost just one of their last 10 Premier League home games against Crystal Palace, 1-5, drawn 4, going down 1-0 in December 2013. Following their 3-1 win at Selhurst Park back in August, Crystal Palace are looking to complete just their second Premier League double over Aston Villa, previously doing so in 2013 to 14. Aston Villa have scored in all 11 of their Premier League games under Unai Emery, which is very impressive, having failed to score in 6 of their 13 before his arrival this season. It's the Villains' longest scoring streak in the competition since a run of 17 between August to December 2009. Crystal Palace are on the longest current winless run in the Premier League, failing to win any of their 8 games in 2023 so far. Drawn 5, lost 3. 5 of their last 6 games have been drawn, including each of the last 3, with the Eagles drawing more Premier League matches than any other side since the start of the season, 24, which is madness. Aston Villa's last 2 home games have both been 4-2 defeats against Leicester and Arsenal, respectively. The Villains have never conceded 4+ goals in 3 consecutive top-flight home games before, while the only sides to do so in the Premier League are Derby, May 2008, and West Brom, January 2021. On that last stat, I don't know why they're saying, no disrespect if you are a Leicester fan, I'm just basing it on the table where they are, respectively. Aston Villa are above Leicester, so that one I don't really understand. Obviously, Arsenal, yeah, okay, fair enough. Most people have gone with a draw in this one, but just for me, due to Palace not being able to win in 2023, Aston Villa, being at home, know what that home crowd can be like. I do think they'll win this one. I'm going to go over 2-1. I'm going to go over 2-1. And, Palace obviously drew to Liverpool. A decent result. But I don't think they were overly that great at just, that sort of thing. Aston Villa, yeah, I think they'll win this one. 2-1. Like I said, I'm going to go 2-1 in this one. Let's go through your predictions. Big up Tyson, Stephen. Big up yourself. Just listening to predictions and making predictions. Fair enough, mate. Appreciate that. Billy's gone 1-1. Yeah, most people probably would go a draw, but I'm going to back Villa to get a win here. Leicester, question mark. Yeah, what do you mean? What do you mean? Yeah. Obviously, they lost 4-2 to Leicester, didn't they? If that's what you're on about. But yeah, moving on to the next game. Moving down to the south coast, Brighton taking on West Ham. Now, obviously, West Ham obviously played midweek in the FA Cup, lost that to United, which who didn't expect that? Let's be honest. I thought it'd be a closer game. West Ham did take the lead, but I don't know what happened after that. Brighton obviously doing well this season still. They're sitting in 8th. They're doing well. West Ham obviously are out of the relegation zone due to that massive win over Nottingham Forest. I knew they were going to win that game, just not in the manner they did. But again, who did? This one's an interesting one because, Brighton actually have a really good record against West Ham. A bit of insight going into this one, and this is what I mean. Brighton have never lost in 11 previous Premier League meetings with West Ham, won 5, drawn 6. Both the most they've faced the side without losing, and the most West Ham have faced an opponent without winning in the competition. So that's exactly what I mean by that. This is another one, a very good stat to hear if you're a Brighton fan. West Ham have never kept a clean sheet against Brighton in the Premier League 11 games, though they failed to score in one of their 5 visits to the Amex Stadium in the competition. Brighton lost 1-0 at home to Fulham in their last league game. Only once this season have they lost consecutive Premier League matches, doing so against Tottenham and Brentford in October. 71% of the Seagulls' league defeats this season have been against London sides, 5 out of 7. Excuse me, I don't know what's going on in my throat there. Which, if you're a West Ham fan, that's a decent stat to hear. That's a positive, Following their 4-0 win against Nottingham Forest last time out, West Ham are looking to win consecutive league games for the second time this season, beating Wolves and Fulham in October. And in the last one, West Ham have won just 2 of their last 20 Premier League away games, drawn 4, lost 14, and are winless in 10 since a 1-0 win at Aston Villa in August, drawn 3, lost 7. The Hammers last had a longer run without a league win on the road between December 2014 and May 2015. I think with Brighton being at home, I think they'll win this game. A mad thing I actually did see earlier is Brighton have never, at home, don't know about away, but they've never beaten 2-1 at home, which is very impressive. Not impressive, sorry, very interesting. I'm going to go over a Brighton win, and I'm going to go over an emphatic win, to be honest. I'm going to go 3-1. I'm going to go 3-1 to Brighton in this one. Moving on to your predictions. Hanno says, no, never mind. Billy's gone 2-1 to Brighton. Yeah, that's fair enough. That is fair enough. You reckon that'll be the time they do it, get that 2-1 victory. Excuse me. Moving on to the next game. Obviously, high-flying Arsenal taking on Bournemouth. Like I said, Bournemouth, second worst side in the league. Obviously, a league table shows that. Arsenal, it's a very, favourable game and a game they shouldn't really be winning. They're heavily the favourites, which is totally understandable. Obviously, they did play midweek, got a very emphatic win against Everton. Did expect them to win, of course, just not in the manner they did. They're taking on, obviously, Arsenal taking on Bournemouth to that very heavy defeat to Manchester City. Bournemouth have only ever beaten once. Going into that game against Man City, they never beat Man City. Let's go into a bit of insight on this one. Arsenal have won all 6 of their home games against Bournemouth in all competitions by an aggregate score of 17-2. Only against Gainsborough Trinity. Don't know who the hell they are. Must be, I don't know, a semi-professional team. Never heard of them. 8 out of 8. Do the Gunners have a better 100% win record at home? Bournemouth have never kept a Premier League clean sheet against Arsenal, winning just 1 of their 11 meetings with them in the competition. Drawn 2, lost 8. Since losing 2-0 to Brentford on the opening day last season, Arsenal have won their last 8 Premier League meetings with promoted sides. They last had a longer such winning run between January 2002 and February 2003, 9. Arsenal have lost just 1 of their last 32 home league games, kicking off at 3 p.m. on a Saturday. 125, drawn 6, going down 2-1 against Brighton in April last season. Bournemouth have lost all 8 of their Premier League games against teams starting the day at the top of the table, conceding 27 goals in the process. Like I said, very favourable game for Arsenal. Don't rate Bournemouth whatsoever. They're going down for me. Score prediction, I'm going to go very emphatic. I'm going to go Arsenal 5, Bournemouth 0. And with Man City obviously trying to chase Arsenal need to get their goal difference is not bad by any stretch of imagination, but obviously City's is better, so they need to try and up that a little bit as well if it does get close like that. So I'm going to go 5-0 Arsenal, mate. I'm not going to lie. Your predictions: Brighton won't concede 2-0, says Stephen. Spencer says hi. T 2-1, obviously for Man City. 2-0 to Aston Villa, 2-1 to Brighton, and 3-0 to Arsenal. So there, his predictions up to date. Big up yourself as well. Billy's gone 3-0 to Arsenal. Bournemouth look defeated. I fear for them. 3-0. Exactly, Stephen. Bournemouth are going down. No way they're surviving, says Billy. Exactly. Weakest defence in the league versus one of the best attacks. Exactly. Yeah. And this is how favourable this game is for Arsenal as well. Jesus is available to be back, but you don't need to rush him because, no disrespect, it's only Bournemouth. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. One-way traffic for me in that one. Moving on to the next game, Chelsea versus Leeds. Now, this does tend to get heated between the fans. Chelsea obviously doing very poor. A lot of their fans starting to, turn on Graham Potter. Rightly so. As a neutral, I tried to, back it for a while, but then he started, his press conferences, the stuff he's saying, it just doesn't help him. And sooner rather than later, they should push the button. Could potentially be this weekend if they don't get a result because, like I said, it does get heated between Chelsea and Leeds. Obviously, I did play earlier on in the season. Leeds absolutely battered them. I remember that. That was under Tuchel as well, wasn't it? If I'm correct. Yeah, it was. Obviously, Chelsea sit 10th. Like I said, if Aston Villa do win, they will go above Chelsea if they don't win. Obviously, Leeds sits 17th, 1 point above the relegation zone. A lot of people are backing Leeds, and I can totally understand it. Chelsea just... The togetherness is just not there at the moment. The manager situation... It's an interesting one, but I'll go into a bit of insight on this one. So, yeah. Chelsea have won their last 5 Premier League home games against Leeds and unbeaten in their last 6 against them at Stamford Bridge. That's a positive, I guess, if you're a Chelsea fan. Since a 2-0 loss in December 1999. Following their 3-0 win at Ellen Road in August. Yeah, listen to this, by the way, because I've seen a lot of people have gone with 1-0. And with this stat, I totally understand why. Leeds are looking to complete their first league double over Chelsea since their title-winning campaign of 1991-92 when they won 3-0 at home. Obviously, they'd done that earlier in the season and 1-0 away. Some stuff are just written like that. Now, I'm not saying they're going to win the league. I'm just saying the scores they did back then. That was the last time they did a double over Chelsea in the league. Could it happen again? I understand why people say 1-0, especially when I saw that stat. After winning their first 3 Premier League games under Graham Potter, Chelsea have won just 2 of their last 15. Drawn 6, lost 7. It's their fewest wins over a 15-plus game period in the competition since winning 2 of 19 between December 1994 and April 1995 under Glenn Hoddle. Chelsea haven't scored more than once in any of their last 9 Premier League games, netting just 4 goals in total in this time. Only once have they had such a longer run in the competition, going 17 games between August and December 1993. And then the last one, no side has won fewer Premier League away games or away points than Leeds this season, with their 1 win away coming at Liverpool in October. Of course, it was against Liverpool, wasn't it? That game, man, I always hate talking about that game. I'm not going to lie, people. It might sound mad, but I hate talking about that game more than flipping Aston Villa when we got pumped. I'm not going to lie. Mainly probably because it was at Anfield with the fans. That's probably why, to be honest. But yeah, this one, I understand why people say 1-0. Togetherness, like I said, it's just not there at Chelsea. I don't think Leeds will win this. I don't think Leeds will win this game, but I don't think Chelsea will win it either. And yeah, more pressure on Graham Potter. I'm going to go 1-1. I'm going to go 1-1 in this one. Your predictions. Leeds will have a manager bounce. Yeah, they could do. They could do. But then again, I've seen games recently, like QPR in the Championship, for example. I thought they'd get some sort of result against Blackburn. Don't get me wrong, I know Blackburn are they're very inconsistent, but they are fourth in the table. But I thought QPR would get a draw in that game, but that didn't happen. So I'm going to go 1-1. Hanno's gone 1-1 or 1-0 leads. Yeah, they're probably the two I'd go, but I'll go 1-1. Chelsea needs something. I feel for Potter, the death threats to, that's too far. That's too far, of course. It doesn't help his cause. Hoping for him to get a little lift. Chelsea 2-1. Okay, interesting. I've seen a few people back Chelsea, to be fair, but I'm going to go 1-1. I'm going to go 1-1. The manager bounce can't happen. I don't care. We're going to win only 1-0, though. Fair enough. 6 goals since November, worst in all the leagues. Yeah, it's not good. It is not good whatsoever. Moving on to the next game, Wolverhampton Wanderers taking on Tottenham Hotspur. Now, obviously, Tottenham got knocked out of the FA Cup. Even though I said 3-1, I knew it would be a tough game. And I think I did say when I previewed it, it could be one where I might be wrong, but this is how I thought. It could be 1-1 for a while and then Tottenham get their way into it. But what a goal that was by Sheffield United, individual quality goal. And Tottenham obviously out of the cup. Can't see them winning any trophies again this season. Obviously in the league, they're fighting for top 4. Champions League, no, I can't see that. So yeah, it's all interesting. They're taking on Wolves. Obviously Wolves played midweek against Liverpool 2-0. It was 0-0 for a while, and then Liverpool got 2 late goals. Tottenham obviously got that massive win against Chelsea in the league. This one's an interesting one. Let's go into some stats here. Wolves haven't won any of their last 6 home games against Tottenham. Drawn 2, lost 4 since a 1-0 victory in February 2010. So that's a good thing to hear if you're a Tottenham fan. Following their 1-0 win against them in August, Tottenham are looking to compete the Premier League double over Wolves for just a second time, which is mad. Previously doing so in the 2003-4 campaign, the year I was born. Of all fixtures to have been played at least 15 times in Premier League history, only Leicester against Manchester City, 57%, has been won by the away side, with a higher share of the time than Tottenham versus Wolves, 53%, 9 away wins in 17 meetings, which is obviously a good stat if you're a Tottenham fan again. Wolves have won 2 of their last 3 Premier League home games, as many as in their previously 12 at Molineux, drawn 3, lost 7. They did lose their last league home game 1-0 against Bournemouth. Very surprised about that. However, of course, and then the last stat, after winning 7 consecutive league matches in 3 p.m. Saturday games between 2019 and 2022, Tottenham lost their last such match 4-1 against Leicester, of course, madness. They last lost consecutive such games in the 2018-19 campaign, one of which was against Wolves. So, if you're a Wolves fan, that's a good thing to hear. But I do think it will be a tight game. But I think with Tottenham obviously fighting for that top 4, if they do win this game, 6 and 8, they could, be a couple of points off United, depending on what United do, of course, this weekend. I'm going to back Tottenham to win. Like I said, I do think it'll be narrow. I'm going to go 1-0 Tottenham. Go 1-0 to Spurs in that one. Your predictions and comments. 2-1 Tottenham, they'll win. Yeah, I think they will. Hanno said 2-1. Billy's gone 3-1 Tottenham. Emphatic win. Nice. Wolves have this. Tottenham a pitfall. 2-1, says Stephen, to Wolves. Interesting. Tyler, big up yourself, Wolf. What else is new? Spurs not winning a trophy. Yeah, very true, Spencer. Stephen says that dust is collecting. 15 years without a trophy, that's when I was born. Should have been 3. The first goal should have been given. I'll be real, mate. I only turned it on. Funny enough, I only turned it on when we scored them 2 goals that counted. Was pushed into the Wolves play. Yeah, I haven't seen it. Like I said, Tierney's pretty. Yeah, not really a shock though, because what other game was he shocking for us last season or whatever? I wasn't really surprised. 2-1 Spurs, says Spencer as well. And then obviously Wolf Man United fan says excited for Man United Liverpool. Yeah, about that. Obviously, I will get into that a bit later on. Moving on to the next game. Southampton. I said you pricks would lose to Grimsby, yeah? I said that, yeah? Hold that, yeah? Hold that, yeah? You disrespect Nathan Jones and you're still shit, yeah? You're still going down. Pussies. I hope you get relegated. Ty from AFTV vibes, you mugs. Sit there and disrespect James Bree. Don't even put him on the bench. Mugs. Absolute mugs. They deserve everything that comes to them, mate. Yeah? Their fan base didn't even give Nathan Jones a chance. You mugs. Yeah, he lost to Grimsby, yeah? So did Luton. But I said you were going to lose, yeah? Just because you're in the Premier League, you got that Premier League ego, yeah? You think you can beat them like that? You think it's going to be a walkover? Reality check, yeah? If you ain't got one already, because half your fans ain't mugs. Anyway, Southampton still going to get relegated for me. They're taking on Leicester City. Now, Leicester, you know, have obviously taken out, well, they have lost their last 3 games, but 2 of them they played all right. Just United, they couldn't take their chances. And then obviously they lost. Who did they lose to? I can't remember who they lost to after that. Obviously, I did lose, which I was surprised about midweek to Blackburn in the FA Cup. I guess for them now, it's just focusing on trying to finish as high as possible, I guess. You know, they are in the relegation scrap, you could say, but they are in a better position compared to others. You know, Leeds, you know, they're only 3 points off it. So they are definitely in the scrap, but I do think they will stay up. You know, this one's an interesting one. Now, Leicester are literally on this, they're the favourites by 1%, which is madness to me. Let's go into a bit of insight on this game, though. Southampton are looking to complete the league double over Leicester for the first time since 2007-8 in the Championship, where they'll be going back to, yeah? Remember that. While they did last so as a top flight club in 1986-87, since losing 3-0 at St Mary's in January 2017, Leicester are unbeaten in their last 5 away league games against Southampton, 1-3, drawn 2, scoring 18 goals in the process. One of them times was on my birthday, actually, when Leicester absolutely pumped them 9-0. I remember I was with my mates, we were just chilling. And obviously, we got goal notifications. 1, 2. We were like, what's going on here? We was like, should we just turn it on and see if they get double figures? But unfortunately, it didn't. But don't worry, that was under Hasenhüttl. But don't worry, you know, you'd keep him for longer, wouldn't you? Mate, mugs, a lot of them. Leicester have won 8 of their last 10 Premier League games against sides starting day from bottom of the table. Drawn 1, lost 1. With the only defeat coming at Norwich in February 2020. The Foxes have won each of their last 4 against such opposition by an aggregate score of 12-2. Southampton are winless in their last 8, each of the last 5 in a row. They've never lost 6 consecutive home games in their league history. Well, it's going to happen. Yeah. Leicester have conceded the first goal in each of their last 7 league games. 1, 2, drawn 1, lost 4. They've never conceded first in 8 consecutive Premier League matches before. However, Southampton have conceded the first goal more than any other Premier League side this season, 18 times. My score prediction, obviously, like I said there, that is where that 6 consecutive is going to end. 2-0 Leicester for me. I reckon they could get clean sheet. Southampton, like I said, they're going down for me. So, yeah, 2-0 to Leicester for me. Your score predictions and your comments. Arsenal win 4-0, says Chelsea fan. Tottenham will win 3-1. 2-0 to Leeds. Chelsea not even to score. Jesus. We haven't given a penalty this year and we're called Liverpool. Oh, no, mate. Man United are not in title race. It's safe to say Arsenal win the league. Unfortunately, says Wolf. I was trying to go on the rant, love it. Yeah, well, they deserve it, mate. They deserve it. The way they treat players and managers. Tyler's a great rapper, little T. Fox is 3-0. Yeah, exactly like me. Emphatic win, clean sheet. Southampton, yep, 2-0 Leicester. Billy's gone same as me. That's what happens when you sack Jones, Luton, mid-table League Two sides. Exactly. So, yeah. Okay, that's fair enough, Stephen. He might not be great. But at the end of the day, the way they've just thrown him out of the team is just disrespectful. Absolutely disrespectful, mate. And they deserve everything that comes to them. I don't care, mate. Portsmouth, bigger side, mate. I don't care. I'll say that with chest. Yeah? Just because not in the Premier League don't mean shit, mate. Don't mean shit. Yeah, Southampton might be better, but they're not bigger. Let me tell you that. And then Muggs, anyway. You know, I know Ward Prowse has been with them for time, but he was actually born in Portsmouth. And they're like, oh, he's one of our own. Shut up, you melts. Honestly, you can't stand them, mate. They deserve everything that comes to them. So, yeah, 2-0. Yeah, same as me, says Spencer. So, yeah, there we go with that one. Moving on to the next game. Nottingham Forest versus Everton. Now, Nottingham Forest, you know, impressive this season. You know, a lot of people, well, to be fair, a few people did say they'd finish, you know, near the top half of the table. I can't remember what I said. I didn't say they'd be in the relegation zone. You know, they are very good at home. They're taking on Everton. Everton did lose to Aston Villa, which I was surprised about. Thought it'd be a draw or Everton would sneak it. Obviously, I did say draw mainly. Nottingham Forest, obviously, very impressive at home. Last 5, they're unbeaten at home. So they got that impressive draw to Man City. Very good at home, and that is why they're in the position they're in, because away they're not great. You know, got some very good results at home this season. You know, drawing to City, beating Liverpool. You know, list goes on. Drawing to Chelsea. Obviously, I know Chelsea haven't been great, but still a top six. So, yeah. This one's interesting. Let's go into a bit of stats on this one. Nottingham Forest have lost their last 2 home games against Everton. Not as many as they had in their previous 29 against them at the City Ground in all competitions. However, this is the first time they're hosting the Toffees since a 2-0 league defeat in September 1998. Excuse me. Everton have kept a clean sheet in 6 of their 11 Premier League games against Nottingham Forest. Good stat to hear if you're an Everton fan. They've won every time they've kept them out, but failed to win every time they've conceded against them in the competition. So that's a good stat if Nottingham Forest, you know, do score. So, yeah. Everton are winless in their last 8 Premier League games against promoted sides, drawn 3, lost 5. The longest ever such run by an ever-present side in the competition. Toffees last had a long winless run against promoted sides in the top flight between April 1971 and April 1973. 9 games. Jeez. Everton have lost 13 of their last 17 Premier League games on a Sunday, won 3, drawn 1, including 10 of the last 13, won 3. However, their 3 wins in this run have come in their last 6 matches. Nottingham Forest are unbeaten in their last 8 Premier League home games, won 4, drawn 4. So that goes back to what I say about Forest at home. With only Manchester United 11 on a longer current run. It's their longest run without defeat at the City Ground in the top flight since a run of 20 between February 1995 and January 1996. Like I said, I do think this one will be a tight one, but Forest, how they are at home, you know, Everton lost to Villa, which I didn't really expect. I thought it'd be a draw. I'm going to go 1-0 Forest. They have got a few 1-0 wins at home this season. I'm going to go 1-0 to Nottingham Forest in this one. Your comments and predictions. So, yeah, that is that. 1-0 Stephen, mate. They're just mugged Southampton, yeah? When Nathan Jones left, you at least say best of luck. in the future or whatever. You say something like that. They didn't even do that with him. They're mugs, mate. They deserve everything that happens. They deserve to be relegated. Fools. Yeah, no one's changing my opinion on that. 1-0 Notty over. Yeah, exactly. Same prediction again. Spencer's gone 1-0. Same with Billy's gone 1-0 to Forest as well. 2-2. Stephen's gone goals. Interesting. Chelsea fan says keep hitting that like button, people. Yeah, please do. So yeah, there we go. And then moving on to the last two games. Liverpool versus Man United. Obviously, Liverpool is my second team. How am I feeling going into this one? I'm feeling sort of confident. I know United are doing well, but at the same sense, it's a derby. Liverpool will be up for it. You saw it against Everton. Now, I know people go, oh, United are 10 times better than Everton. Yes, they are. But, it's a massive game. I can see Liverpool being up for this. We haven't conceded in our last 4 Premier League games. United, obviously they haven't won at Anfield, I don't think, since 2007. They will obviously be seeking revenge, the way they've been, the games last season. But I'm feeling confident Liverpool can get some sort of result. Going into a bit about it, and then I'll just say my lineup. I won't do it because, I'll just say it. Liverpool are unbeaten in their last 6 home games against Manchester United. So there you go. Something you do want to hear if you're a Liverpool fan. 1-3, drawn 3 since a 1-0 loss in January 2016. 2016. Sorry. I don't know why I said 2007. It's their longest run without defeat against Red Devils at Anfield since a run of between 1970 and 1979. Manchester United have completed the Premier League double over Liverpool more than any other side. Not really a stat you want to hear. Obviously, it did beat us 2-1 earlier on in the season. 8. And are looking to do so for the first time since 2015-16 following their 2-1 win at Old Trafford in August. Manchester United have scored just 1 goal in their last 7 away games against Liverpool in all competitions. That's a good stat you want to hear. You're a Liverpool fan. Failing to score in each of the last 3. Only once have they failed to score in 4 consecutive visits to Anfield, doing so between 1988 and 1992. This will be the 32nd Premier League meeting between Liverpool and Man United on a Sunday. The joint most played fixture on that day, level with Chelsea versus Liverpool. Liverpool are unbeaten in the last 7 such games, winning 3, drawing 4, winning 5-0 at Old Trafford in the most recent meeting in October 2021. Manchester United have lost just 1 of their last 11 Premier League games, won 8, drawn 2, going down 3-2 at Arsenal in January. Since the resumption of the competition following the World Cup break, no side has won more points than the Red Devils, 23. Like I said, United are on form. Obviously, they did just win the Carabao Cup, so they'll be buzzing from that. Did progress in the FA Cup as well. They are, in the race for a quadruple. I'm not saying they will win everything. I think they'll only win 1 more. And that probably, if I had to say, probably go with the Europa League. I can't even remember who they got in the... Oh, yeah, Fulham, which, probably progress in that, to be fair. Fulham will make it tough, I reckon, but, I do think United will progress, especially being at home. Like I said, I'm confident Liverpool can get some sort of result. Lineup, 4-3-3, Alisson in goal, Trent right back, Robbo left back, Virgil van Dijk and Konate. Midfield, I go Bajcetic, Henderson, Fabinho. And then up front, I would go Jota on the left, Firmino in the middle. And it's come out today that Firmino is leaving, which I'm gutted about. I swear to God, if we still end up keeping Ox and Firmino's going, then I'll be pissed. Jota on the left, Firmino in the middle, Salah on the right. That is the lineup I'd go with. Score prediction, like I said, I'm confident Liverpool can get some sort of result because of the magnitude of the game. United don't really tend to do great. If there is a time for them to finally beat Liverpool again at Anfield, it is now. But I'm going to go with a draw. I'm going to go with a 1-1 in this one. So, that is my prediction. Your comments and predictions. We should change his channel's name to Thai Boy TV. Literally, innit? I want to say 2-1, but I'm going with a draw. Yeah, same as me again. Chelsea fans gone 1-1. 3-1 United. Jesus. Hopefully not. That's Billy's prediction. Man, crap bastards. At the end of the day, what are Southampton appointing him for anyway? He's a championship manager. He couldn't do it at Stoke. I don't see why Southampton directors and board thought he would. To be honest, I hear what you're saying there, because not necessarily he's a championship manager. Well, he is, but like, I'm not saying he isn't, but just more the fact, you saw what happened at Stoke. The players didn't respect him, so how are a Premier League team going to respect him? I hear what you're saying there, to be fair. 2-1 United. Yeah, it says Hanno. 3-2 Man United. Obviously, Wolf is a United fan. I think Liverpool will dominate in the first half, but United will bounce back in the second and take a W. Hopefully not. United 4-2. Jeez, goals galore, Stephen reckons. I think Liverpool should keep Firmino as a player you can rely on. Exactly, he's another good option as well, but I don't think he wants that being an option role. I haven't looked into why he wants to leave, if there is anything to why. But that's probably what I'd say. It's just annoying because there's players like him that go and then, we keep Ox. Hopefully we don't in the summer, but, we will see. But anyway, moving on to the last game. Very underrated derby, in my opinion. I do like watching this game, and it should be a good game, to be fair. Monday night football. Brentford taking on Fulham. Both teams obviously doing very well this season. Brentford sit 9th. If they do win this game, if Brighton don't win, they could go above Brighton. Fulham obviously 7th, same points as Liverpool. Obviously, Liverpool have a better goal difference though, as it stands. Brentford are the favourites, which I sort of get to a certain extent. They're at home. They are very good at home. But I'm surprised it's not a little bit tighter for, I'm not going to lie. But a bit of insight going into this one. Brentford have won 4 of their last 5 home games against Fulham. Lost 1, winning 1-0 the last time they hosted the Cottagers in league competition in December 2019 in the Championship. Fulham obviously won the reverse fixture 3-2. What a game that was. They've only done a Premier League double over 3 London sides. Charlton in 2002-3. Tottenham in 2003-4 and QPR in 2011-12. Brentford are unbeaten in their last 11 Premier League home games. Won 5, drawn 6. Longest current run in the competition. However, they've won just 1 of their last 9 league London derbies. Drawn 6, lost 2. After winning just 1 of 17 Premier League away games on a Monday between 2001, 2002, 2018-19, drawn 5, lost 11. Fulham have won each of their last 2, 2-1 at Leicester in November 2020, 3-0 at Palace this season. I remember that Palace one, of course. That was the first game, load of games back after the World Cup, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure. Fulham have won 11 Premier League games this season. Last winning more in 2011-12, 14. They've also won 5 away games this term. Their joint most in a single Premier League campaign, also 2003-4. So, yeah, that's why I'm surprised it's not a little bit closer. I'll say I do understand Brentford being the favourites, given how they are at home this season. Very impressive. Monday night, under the lights, underrated derby. West London derby, of course. Obviously, play each other in the playoff final. And Fulham did win that. Obviously, it took Brentford second time round. And that was a very disappointing goal if you're a Brentford fan to concede. Long free kick and keep Raya's positioning. Them times there, I didn't rate him. His positioning in that game was absolutely shocking. This one, yeah, like I say, I think this is going to be a really good game, actually. It's going to be a good game to watch on the Monday night. That's a slot on. So yeah, bear with me while I do this. I don't even know if you lot can still hear me. Can you lot still hear me? I don't even know. Let me know. Hopefully you can. I don't know what has been going on with this laptop recently. Real talk. Yeah, you can still hear me. Yep, that's cool then. I know my camera's playing up a little bit. Keeps freezing, but really too much I can do about that at the moment. But yeah, I'm going to go for goals galore in this one. I'm going to go goals galore. I'm going to go for a Desmond, actually. I'm going to go 2-2. That is my prediction in this one. So yeah, man. I will put that in when it actually lets me. Oh, here we go. We're back again. Slowly but surely. We are getting somewhere. Hopefully. I'll tell you what. Let me do that for a second. Right, is it going to work now? Or not? Oh my god. Seriously. Oh, this is just great, isn't it? I'll go through your scores, put in your score predictions. Stephen's gone 1-0 to Brentford. Fair enough. Fair enough. To be fair, if someone does win, I do see it being Brentford, being at home. But I do think it'll be a tight one. I said it is a derby as well. So yeah. And I think my cousin, who's a Brentford fan, he's gone 1-0 as well. I'm pretty sure. He said, did he say 1-0 to me? I might as well check because his laptop's being slower than Per Mertesacker. Oh no, he said 2-1. He said 2-1 Brentford. So yeah, still he's backed his team. It's really annoying, people. Really annoying. And obviously, once I've run through all my predictions again, obviously I will, when this laptop wants to work, I will calculate table, obviously all that stuff. 1-1. Yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. There's always one game with goals, even though I've gone with quite a few this weekend with goals, like the Arsenal one, the Brighton one. I do think this one could be goals. Right, here we go, people. I'm finally back again. Apologies about that. I don't know why I'm laughing because it was annoying me. I can't lie. I suppose you've got to try and turn it into a positive. But yeah, literally kick me off StreamYard, kick me off everything. I'm back again. It's like I don't like me sharing my screen for more than, I don't know, 20 minutes or something. But yeah, like I said, last game, I'm going to go over 2-2. I'm going to go Desmond. I think it's going to be goals galore. However, if I do see someone winning, I do see Brentford edging it, especially being at home. They have a really good home record. So yeah, they are my predictions. Let's run through them again. So yeah, 3-1 to City against Newcastle. Aston Villa 2, Crystal Palace 1, Brighton and Hove Albion 3, West Ham United 1, Arsenal 5, Bournemouth 0, Chelsea 1, Leeds United 1, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0, Tottenham Hotspur 1, Southampton 0, Leicester City 2, Nottingham Forest 1, Everton 0, Liverpool 1, Man United 1, Brentford 2, Fulham 2. Let's calculate a table, see what it'd look like if results go that way. So obviously Arsenal would remain top of the league, would go on to 63 points. Man City on 58, and then United would be 8 points behind. Manchester City in second. Tottenham would be fifth, and would get a pretty good margin then if they were to win. Newcastle would be fifth still. Liverpool and Fulham would be a point behind. Liverpool have obviously a better goal difference. Brighton would be eighth if Chelsea don't win and Aston Villa do. Nottingham Forest 12th. Leicester City 13th. Crystal Palace 14th. Wolverhampton Wanderers 15th. West Ham 16th. Leeds just above the relegation zone. See West Ham having a better goal difference. And then obviously the relegation zone would remain the same. Everton be first bottom. Second bottom be Bournemouth. And then last bottom be Southampton. On 18. Bournemouth and Everton be on 21 still. So, yeah, people, there you go. I'm going to stop sharing the screen before it does an absolute madness again. But, yeah, people, that is my Premier League predictions. No, Villa above us. It could happen, mate. It could well happen if they win. And you guys don't. And as soon as I want to close this down, I've started lagging again. I want to close the flipping thing down. How is that a problem? Seriously, if anything, that should make it better. But I don't know if you can still hear me. Probably cutting out again. My God, seriously, how am I gonna share stuff on? How am I gonna do the lineup on the Hatter Show? It's just moving bookie like this. Seriously, what is going on? Real talk. Oh dear. Can't handle it. It's literally 3 tabs open here. Can't handle it. Madness. Absolute madness. Oh, it's annoying. Big up Tyler. Big up yourself. Can hear you. Yeah, good. At least you can hear me. Shame, this is moving like an idiot. But yeah, really a lot I can do. Not responding. Yeah, of course. Of course, it's not responding. It's just typical, isn't it? Absolutely typical. Laptop's not even been on for that long either. It's got a cooling thing underneath it and all. Moving like Swansea on. So yeah, facts. I know my camera's back, but I can't do anything on my laptop. So yeah, at least you can hear me. But it's just frustrating, man. It's just frustrating. Real fucking talk. Like, it's actually pissing me off now. Not gonna lie. But what can I do? That's fine. I'll end it at some point. Fucking Hatter Show might have to start by then. Real talk. Which is annoying, but Is what it is. Looks like I can't share my screen without problems. Alright, seriously. Oh, fuck. But yeah, I don't understand, mate. It's got a cooling thing underneath the laptop to actually cool it down, even if it is hot. Because I understand they can get hot and, you know, it makes it slower, but there's nothing on here as well. There's not a lot of things on here either. It just annoys me. Just annoys me, mate. It really does. Especially for the price. You know, people bought it for me, and it's not just playing up consistently. Anonymous Firmino, no, he's my favourite. Yeah, I know. He weren't my favourite, but I'd love to keep him as another option. But I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if there's any reasoning to why he's leaving. But to me, it's probably that he's not. You know, he's more of a rotational player now. He wants to be the main player at somewhere, which I totally understand. But it just annoys me that we'll probably end up keeping Ox. Oh, I'm back. We'll end up keeping Ox. You know, and yeah, just annoys me. Best club for Firmino, I don't know. I could maybe see him going to Spain or something like that. I don't know why. I just could see it. Maybe Atletico or something like that. I'm not sure. But yeah, people, my StreamYard's actually working now. So that's good. But yeah, man, that is my prediction done. He is no more C Senor. Yeah, obviously that's a banging chant there. So yeah, no more of that, unfortunately. Do you think he'll be good at Chelsea? I think, I don't think he'd go there. Do I think he'd be? Yeah, probably link up well with him. Firmino's a good link up player as well. Very underrated for his link up play, in my opinion. So yeah, he probably would, to be fair. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, that is where I'm going to wrap this up, people. I'm trying to have a look how many likes we've ended up on. But yeah, again, one of my other tabs is playing up. Oh, it's coming back again. We're currently on 8 likes. Don't forget to smash that like button if you haven't already. Do like it as well, especially if you watch it on playback. That would also be much appreciated. I know a few people do. Also, check out my championship predictions. Again, I know a lot of people watch that back on playback. And I did do it quite late, but I was quite busy yesterday. So yeah, much appreciated for everyone that did watch that. And yeah, like I said, don't forget to smash a like here as well. As for new subscribers, I haven't gained any new subscribers in the stream, not quite. But yeah, make sure you do, like I said, check out the championship predictions for the weekend games in that as well. And obviously, one of the games is starting tonight. And then obviously the Hatter Show, just under half an hour now. Me and my dad will obviously get into that Millwall game. A lot to say about that. Obviously, 4 goals in that. And a lot more controversy. Luton getting robbed yet again. Which ain't a surprise, is it? Because it happens week in, week out. So, yeah, that's what I've got to say on that. So, yeah. Let's go through the last bit of comments. Oh, yeah, obviously follow me across any of my socials if you're not already. Links them on the description. Subscribe to my other channel as well, T-Boys TV. I know Hanno Extra. I know Hanno's got something planned for that, which is a good idea, to be honest. So, yeah, check that out when that comes out. Next few days, I don't know specifically. As for content, like I said, obviously, Hatter Show. Vlog tomorrow, as I am going to the game. I am going to try and get video out probably Sunday midday or just after of something I am doing tomorrow before the game. Yes, it is for the thing on the community post. Check them out. The last thing I ain't posted on the community post for ages. But yeah, check that out. It's just what questions can I ask British Chad? Obviously, it is his last game. So yeah, like his favourite memory, for example. Big up Hanno. He's put in a few, which I will ask him. Got a few of my own as well. But yeah, if you've got any questions, I can ask him in general regarding Luton or just football in general. Just put it on the community post. That'd be much appreciated. That is on there now. So yeah. But yeah, your last load of comments. Take care. Spencer says to everyone and yourself. Going to comment on the Hat Show as my Prem show is Den. Yep, no, I appreciate that. Take care, everyone, and yourself, Hanno, mate. Is he going back to States? He weren't in the States originally. He was in New Zealand, but yeah, he's going back. He's going back there. He did say if we don't win, he might potentially try and come to one more. I don't know when it is he's leaving specifically, but yeah, I think it's more than likely going to be his last game, which is gutting because I did want to go, Sunderland away with him. I think we had that planned. But yeah, man, he is one of them, man. So yeah, big up yourselves, and I'll be back just under half an hour for the Hatter Show. So yeah, hopefully I'll see many of you on that. Take care and peace. Hopefully Liverpool get some sort of result.